Hello and welcome to Bite-size number 9. What am I going to talk about this evening? I am going to talk about tricky lyrics. What do I mean by tricky lyrics? Listen, I'll get into that in a moment with you, okay? It's a really nice little subject tonight, okay? Quite interesting. Before I do that, general bit of housekeeping as usual. If you enjoy the sight singing and you want to take your sight singing a little bit further, please head over to vocalvista.com. Check out my fantastic sight singing course there. You will learn how to improve your sight singing, going from the very beginnings to a professional level of sight singing. It's all there. And also, actually, this video is going to be on YouTube, on our YouTube channel tomorrow. So if you want to watch it again, please head over to YouTube and click the bell because you'll get notification of anything that I upload, basically. And I am going to be putting quite a bit of stuff up there in the next couple of weeks, so keep an eye out. Okay, enough said, on to tricky lyrics. What do I mean by tricky lyrics? Basically, I mean lyrics that don't follow regular speech pattern. Now, this is something that you can get in music. This is the type of thing where you're reading a piece of music and you go wrong. And everybody kind of does it. When they go wrong sight singing a piece of music, they kind of go like this, think, oh, what was that? What was it? You're carrying on sight singing, but you're thinking, what did I do wrong? And if you don't know what you did wrong, for any reason, for whatever reason, it can really throw you. But hopefully after tonight's session and after I have made you aware of these tricky lyrics, then if you do go wrong because of tricky lyrics, you'll be able to say to yourself as you're carrying on sight singing, you can say, it's all right, I know why I went wrong. It was tricky lyrics. I know what to check when I finish the piece. I'll go back and just check the phrasing. That's the type of thing that keeps you a strong and confident sight singer. Yes, we all make mistakes, but you have to know how to get out of them. You have to know how to repair them. You kind of have to know how you went wrong and why you went wrong in the first place. So I'm going to show you some examples of tricky lyrics, and as usual, we're going to work our way through a piece of music. So the first thing you're going to see on the screen, guys, really simple bar of 4/4, 8 eighth notes, or as you can also call them, quavers. Look, let's get a little bit of a beat going here. Let's just take it nice and easy. Here's our quarter notes. Here's our crotchets. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to subdivide 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to just clap this bar. Are you ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That is cool. That's marvelous, okay? That's just a single bar of eighth notes. Now what you're going to see on the next slide is, in bar 1, you're going to look at a pattern that I actually covered in Bite-size number 1. So head back to Bite-size number 1 if you just want to do a little bit of homework on this. It's just the first 4 notes of the rhythm that we did on the other slide. Really easy. Let's clap it. So here's the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I tend to put my hands together when we rest, guys, because clapping is a nightmare. Clapping is rubbish. But it's where we kind of have to start, okay? And because there's no way to show silence when you're clapping, so I put my hands together to kind of simulate the fact that I won't be singing at that point. Now that's bar 1. What happens in bar 2? Bar 2, I just start exactly the same pattern, but I started an 8th note later. Now, all this is building up to tricky lyrics. Just wait for it. I start the pattern an 8th note later, a quaver later. So we are going to now clap bar 2. Here goes. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's bar 2. You're basically clapping the same 4 notes, but we've shifted them a half a beat along. Now, what I've done in bar 3, I've kind of written out what bar 2 would normally look like. Musically, bar 2, you wouldn't necessarily get that last 8th note there that you can see in the bar. You wouldn't necessarily get that. Generally, they would write a quarter note, a crotchet, as I've done in the 3rd bar. So the 3rd bar is really similar to the 2nd bar, okay? I've just made the note a bit longer. We're going to clap the 3rd bar. Are you ready, guys? I am going to give you the pulse. Okay, let me count you in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And again, all we've done is shift that pattern in bar 1 a quarter, an eighth note later, a quaver later. That's all we've done. Right. So we had a look at that little pattern. That's all right. That works. Okay. Let's look at the next pattern. Now, the next slide you've got, guys, it starts the pattern, but on the second beat. And I've written some lyrics. So here we go. I've started the pattern on the second beat. Now in the next bar, can you see I've started the same pattern again, but on the half of the second beat, I've pushed it back further again. So each time you see this pattern, it's getting later and later, okay? But it's still the same 4/8 notes being clapped. So what we're gonna do is, we're just going to clap the 2 bars that you got on the screen now. We're not going to bother singing I Can Feel It. We're not going to do that yet. I'm going to come to that in a second. Let's just clap this first. Okay, so let me give you a little count in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's it. That's it. It's just those 4 claps, okay? Now we're going to add the lyrics. And I've said to you, the whole point of this bite-sized session tonight is the fact that sometimes you get lyrics that don't fall under regular speech pattern. So what's going on here on this slide? Well, if you were to say to me, I can feel it, where would the stress be? The stress, without even realizing it, your stress would be on the word I can feel it, I can feel it. What you wouldn't say is, I can feel it. That's not regular speech pattern, okay? I can feel it. Those pushes are wrong. It's I can feel it. Without even trying, you fall into a natural speech pattern with these words, okay? Now, we are just going to try and sing these 2 bars because what I want you to see is in the second bar, I can feel it comes in the wrong place, okay? Or it comes in a place where you might not naturally feel it. Listen, guys, we're not in F major, but I'm going to give you an F. I've just given you a random note there to sing, but let's make it an F, okay? And we're going to have a go at singing this. I'm just busking it along on the piano. It's not a problem, okay? But let's just have a go at singing I Can Feel It in these 2 places. Here goes 3 and 4 and 1. I can feel it, 4 and 1 and 2. I can feel it. Let's do it again, straight away. Try it again, 3, 4. 1, I can feel it, 4 and 1 and 2, I can feel it. Can you see how strange it almost feels? The second bar, that feels a bit weird. When you've got phrases like that, guys, you have to let them flow. Don't sing, I can feel it. Don't. The moment you get rhythms, lyrics that don't fall under regular speech pattern, you have to let them flow. Otherwise, it's going to come out quite jarring, okay? And the problem is when you're sight reading it, it generally will come out jarring because you'll naturally, in bar 2 there, where you can see the first note, 8th note you're singing, you'll naturally sing that as a softer and you'll sing the next note stronger. You just will. That's the musical way of doing it. And it's going to come out a little bit weird. So, big tip, when you come across lyrics that don't follow natural speech pattern, make a big effort to let them flow, Now, the next slide you're going to look at, it's the reverse, okay? The word's exactly the same rhythm, guys. But the lyrics I've written are, believe in me. Now, if I was to say to you, just say the words, believe in me, to me, you'd go, believe in me. Believe in me. You wouldn't go, oops. Oh. Sorry, guys. Oh, am I back again? I think I'm back again. Yeah, sorry, guys. The sound had gone there. You wouldn't say, where was I? I'm talking about believe in me. You wouldn't say, believe in me. Believe in me. You would say, believe in me. That's what you would say, okay? So, this pattern, what I've done now is I've given you a pattern that's put the stress on the other beat, okay? So, in the last slide, I can feel it worked well when it was on the beat. 1, I can feel it. Or even on the first beat, I can feel it. Or on the third beat, 1, 2, I can feel it. Now, believe in me won't work on the strong beat, okay? It's going to work on the off beat. Let's just have a go at it. I'm hoping my mic doesn't cut out again. If it does, guys, I'm sorry. Bear with me and I'll try and fix it. Here goes. So we're just doing exactly the same. Let's have a go. And let's have a go at singing this slide that's on the TV, on the screen now, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Believe in me for 1, 2. Believe in me. Let's do it again. 1. Believe in me for 1, 2. Believe in me. 1. Believe in me for 1, 2. Believe in me. Okay? Do you get the idea that 1, believe in me? Now, if you saw that on a piece of music, especially when you're sight singing something quickly, it's the type of thing that will make you go, ooh, what went wrong? Nothing went wrong, guys. You just didn't pick up on the placement of the lyrics. The lyrics didn't follow regular speech pattern. Now, let me give you another example of this, okay? I'm just going to sing a phrase and I want you to contrast the two phrases, okay? Listen to this. The words I'm going to sing are, I took on board everything you said. Listen, random phrase, okay? I want you to listen to it. I'm going to sing it twice through, the same. So check this out. 3, 4. I took on board everything you said. I'll sing it again. I took on board everything you said. Okay? Now listen to how I'm singing it. 2, 3, 4. I took on board everything you said. 3, 4. I took on board everything you said. Did you hear that? 1. I took on board everything you said. I still flowed, the melody flowed, the lyrics flowed, but the emphasis wasn't exactly where you thought it would be. The emphasis is 1. I took on board everything you said. That's natural. But the I took on board everything you said. Now, it's a really lovely flowing phrase, but when you're sight singing that, it's the type of thing that can make you go, ooh. And then you're carrying on sight singing. And what you have to think to yourself is, that's okay, it was tricky lyrics, I'm fine, I know what to do. I just need to go back and check over that phrase once again, get the lyrics, get the phrasing sorted, and I'm fine. Okay, now it's your chance and your turn to sing a piece of music. So what delights have I got in store for you this evening? Now, there's a couple of things to do with this piece of music. First thing is, I haven't given you something that's in 3 parts before, so I wanted to give you that to read. Next thing, it's all about tricky lyrics. So if you look at verse 1, guys, the whole of verse 1 is I can feel it, I can feel it, I can feel it, marvellous. The whole of verse 2 is believe in me, believe in me, believe in me. We've done some prep, so we should be fantastic at this piece of music. Here goes. Anyway, before we start it, I always start everything with routine for reading, okay? The routine for reading. It's the process you should go through every time you pick up a piece of music. It just means that instead of filling your head with panic or anxiety, you're filling your head with, no, I know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going to be over the next page, but I know the process I'm going to go through to read it. So here goes. First thing, treble clef, perfect. B flat, we're either in F major or we're in D minor. First chord is F, last chord is F, we're in F major. Key time signature 4/4. Great, we're good with that. Then I would move on to look at the rhythm. What I would do, guys, my eyes are pretty quick and your eyes need to get quick. What you need to notice is bar 3. Well, first of all, you've got 2 bars rest. So you think that's fantastic. I'm going to use that to find my notes, my key note, and then whatever note I'm starting on. Bar 3, you think I've got 4/8 notes, 4 quavers. Great. Bar 4. Oh. Still got 4 quavers, kind of, turn the last one into a crotchet, but they've been shifted on. Bar 5, I've got 4 quavers again. They've just been shifted on. Bar 6, 4 quavers again. The last one's a crotchet, a quarter note. They've been shifted on. Okay, and on again with 7 shifted on, 8 shifted on, 9 shifted on, 10 shifted on. They are just moving. I'm moving that pattern into each different part of the bar. This is something that's really important, guys. Often when singers are learning to sight sing or practice sight singing, they learn a rhythmic pattern and they learn it on the first beat of the bar. That's great, but the chances are you won't always get that rhythm on the first beat of the bar. You need to be flexible, adaptable. If you're ever doing a rhythm pattern, you need to be able to see that in every part of the bar, okay? That's really important because that's the real world, okay? So here, that's the rhythm. The rhythm is fine. It's just those notes shifted on. Now we look at our notes. Okay, we're in F major. If you were doing Sing by Sight, and I was teaching you the key signature of F major, straight away I would say to you, and by the way, the notes of the chord of F major are F, A, C. And you would have melodies to practice singing moving around F major, and you would have melodies that practice moving around the chord of F major. Because learning your chords and learning moving around them just makes life really easy. It does, okay? So I've said to you, F, A, C, the notes of the chord of F major. Marvellous. What do we get in the first bar? C, F, A. It's just the notes of the chord. Now, without reading all the other notes of the chords and moving on bar, 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 if you just pick one line, let's say, for example, you pick the bottom line of this piece of music, you think to yourself, okay, I start on C. Then the next bar is C. Next bar I move up to D. Bar 6 I move up to D. Bar 7 down to C. Bar 8 C. Bar 9 D. Bar 10 is D. Bar 11 is D. On the repeat. That's pretty easy. Your movement isn't terrible in this piece, guys. Why? Because I'm not testing you on melodic movement. I'm testing you on rhythms, and I'm testing you actually on your lyrics and your adaptability to be able to sing the same phrase in different parts of the bar. Flexible, being flexible and quick to respond and adaptable. These are all great words to be able to use about your sight singing. So we're going to have a go at this piece of music. Now I can tell you something I've done. I'm also trying to get you to practice being independent sight singers, strong sight singers. So I'm telling you now, in bar 6, the band does a little rhythmic figure that you don't do, and you have to count like mad in bar 6, okay? I'm trying to give you a few challenges because I know there's some of you out there who can sight sing, so that's your challenge. Make sure you get bar 6 correct. Half ignore the band. Listen, and we're good with our format. We're good with our repeat bars. So at the end of bar 10, back to bar 3, second time through, ignore bar 10, take bar 11, move to the end. Right. We're going to have a go at it with the track. As usual on Sing by Sight, 2 bars counting. So you get your quarter note in the first bar of the counting. The second bar of the counting, you subdivide. So you've got those 8th notes, you've got those quavers. Then you hear the chord in bar 1. So you're thinking, okay, that's the chord. Then in bar 2, you think, right, now I need to find the tonic. I need to find the key note. Find it in bar 2. And then by the time it gets to bar 3, you're thinking, yep, I know where I need to go for my note. That is the process, okay? So the first line I'm going to sing, listen, I'm going to sing the bottom line. I'll sing the bottom line with you because it's not too tricky. It's fairly straightforward to find. What you're doing is in bar 2, you're listening to the key note and then you sing down the chord to C. And that's your starting note. Okay, let's have a go at the track. Let's just mark it through though. Let's kind of follow it quite quietly and we're going to be following the bottom line. Here goes. 2, 3, there's the quarter notes. 1 and 2, subdivided it. Now listen for the chord. 2. There's our key chord. Where's our key note? Bum, and down the chord. Bum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 4 and 1 and. Now let's have a go at Believe in Me. Believe in me, 4, 1. Believe in me, 4 and 1. Believe in me, 4, 1. Believe in me, 1, 2. Believe in me, 1, 2, 3. Believe in me, 2, 3. Believe in me. Okay, nice work. Marvellous. Now we're going to have a go at singing the whole of that line. We're going to have a go at singing the first verse, essentially, I can feel it, and the second verse, believe in me. So now you've heard the backing, you've heard how it goes, and you've heard bar 6. Okay, you heard bar 6 twice. So let's have a go at that bottom line and let's see how we get on with it. Here goes. There's our 8th note. Subdivide. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our key chord. Let's find our key note. Bam, bam. There's our first note. I can feel it. 3 and 4 and 1. I can feel it. 4 and 1. I can feel it. 4 and 1. I can feel it. 1, 2. I can feel it. 1, 2, 3. I can feel it. 2, 3. I can feel it. Now let's get the other lyrics. And believe in me. 4 and 1. Believe in me. Sounds nice down in that place. Believe in me. Doesn't sound as easy there. Believe in me. 1, 2. Believe in me. 1, 2, 3. Believe in me. 2, 3. Believe in me. 4. Okay, how did you get on? I hope you got on okay. Nice work. I hope you got on all right. We're going to have a go this time at the middle line. So we are starting on F. We know F is the key note. We know F is the tonic. Marvellous. F doesn't move around. There is hardly any melodic movement, guys. Let's have a go. It's all about concentrating on those words. So the first verse we sing sits really nicely when the rhythm comes in on the beat. Not so nice when it's on the half beat. And the second verse that we sing sits really nicely on the half beat, not so comfortably when it comes in on the beat. So let's have a go at it again. Let's have a go. Here goes. 2, 3, 4. Subdivide. 1, 2. There's our key chord. So now we're going to start on our tonic. So we're listening. Bam, I can feel it. 3, 4, 1. I can feel it. 4, 1. I can feel it. 4, 1, 2. I can feel it. 1, 2. I can feel it. 1, 2, 3. I can feel it. 2, 3. I can feel it. Now let's get the other lyrics. Believe in me. 4. Believe in me. 4, 1. Believe in me. 4, 1. Believe in me. It's nice there. 2. Believe in me. 1, 2, 3. Believe in me. 2, 3. Believe in me. How did you get on? Is it starting to flow? I'm hoping that your lyrics are starting to flow even when they don't fall under regular speech pattern. Now we've got one more line to sing, guys. Really straightforward, really easy. By now it should be happening. You should be okay with your counting. I'm assuming a couple of you have tripped up a couple of times just because you do. Believe me, when I'm singing this exercise, I'm concentrating like mad because what I've written is not that straightforward when I'm trying to think and trying to talk to you guys and following it. So I am concentrating like mad, so I'm hoping you are at home. Anyway, let's have another go. This is our final run through of it. Now I'm going to sing the top line. You guys choose any line you want. If you want to go back to the lower line or back to the middle line, feel free. I'm going to do the top line now. So let's have a go and let's really feel it now for our last time. Here goes. 2, 3, subdivide. 1, 2, 3. Key chord. There it is. Now we're on the third. Bam, bam. I can feel it. 4. I can feel it. 4, 1. I can feel it. 4, 1. I can feel it. 1, 2. I can feel it. 1, 2, 3. I can feel it. 3. I can feel it. Second lyric. Believe in me. 4. Believe in me. 4, 1. Believe in me. 3. Believe in me. 4. Take a bow. Were you top of the class? I hope you were, guys. I hope you were. Listen, a fantastic little exercise to do. But not just that, guys. I don't know how many of you out there have ever been aware of how you can get tripped up when you're sight singing with lyrics that don't fall under regular speech pattern. So it's just something else. What I'm talking to you about tonight is just something else that you can just file away at the back of your mind and think, oh, okay, I must remember next time I read a piece of music, I'm going to look out for that. I'm going to see if there's any of these lyrics that don't fall under regular speech pattern. Or when I'm listening to music on the radio or on a playlist, I'm going to see if I can hear any songs where I just think, oh, actually, that phrase doesn't fall under regular speech pattern. That's the type of phrase that might catch me out when I'm sight singing. Okay, so I've looked at tricky lyrics. Tricky lyrics, essentially lyrics that don't fall under your regular speech pattern. They're not terribly difficult, and they are the type of thing that all it takes is you get to the end of the piece you're sight reading, you go back, you look at it and you think, oh yeah, yeah, that's it, great. But just be aware of it, guys. Just the mere fact you're aware of it will mean you're so much stronger and a much more confident sight singer. Okay, so as usual, guys, this video will be on YouTube tomorrow. Don't forget to go to the YouTube channel. Also, subscribe and click the bell so as you get notification of anything else that goes up. And don't forget to check out my sight singing course, Sing by Sight. That's what all of this is about, actually. It's a fantastic sight singing course, and there is a wonderful free trial with tons of material there for you. So if you want to check it out, and if you really want to get to grips with your sight singing, and you think to yourself, you know what? I've been meaning to do this for years. Now I just need to do it. Then head over to Sing by Sight, vocalvista.com, and you can check out my wonderful, I'm very proud of it, wonderful sight singing course, Sing by Sight. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Next week, we have got a corker of a video, and it's going to be the last one in this series of sessions. So hopefully I will see you next week, guys. And in the meantime, bye-bye. Take care.